Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of A Frame a Day, the series where I watch one movie every single day and find my favorite frame to talk about with you guys. Today, we're going to be looking at Isle of Dogs. I'm so excited to be talking about this film with you guys because it is genuinely one of my favorite films of all time. The frame that we're going to be looking at today is this one. Now, part of the reason I chose this frame is just because it's beautiful. It is so even and symmetrical and well composed and framed that I felt like I just had to pick it. But after I picked this frame, I began wondering, how does it exemplify the themes of the movie? And I think it actually does fairly well. Now, in this frame, we see Chief and Atari silhouetted by this sunset horizon. We can also see that Chief is looking dead ahead. He's set on his goal that he wants to move forward. But Atari is looking around, trying to find a way around this impassable gap that they find themselves at. And that's really what this whole movie is about. Chief has been dead set on surviving ever since he was born. He's been astray his entire life, and now he's living on Trash Island, and he's just been trying to survive. He's just been trying to move forward. Atari, on the other hand, had his dog taken away from him and transported to Trash Island. Now, while Chief grew up astray, Atari grew up with his uncle being the mayor. He lived a life of luxury and authority, and Atari stole a plane to go to Trash Island and look for his stolen guard dog. Now, as we've already mentioned, Chief cares only about himself. He's only been focused on surviving. But Atari cares about others. He wants to find his dog, not for himself, but for the sake of his friend, his dog. And the way that he goes about that is not by asking his uncle for his dog back, but instead looking at the challenge and finding a way around it. However, this gap also similarly represents a challenge or obstacle in the relationship between Atari and Chief. Chief doesn't really care about helping Atari, but he's kind of been forced into the situation. But while Chief is set on his goal of helping Atari just to get it over with, Atari is looking for a way around that gap. Because despite their different upbringings, Atari cares about Chief just as much as he cares about Spots. So my ratings for this movie and this frame, Isle of Dogs is getting a 10 out of 10. I don't care what anyone has to say about this movie, I genuinely think this film is perfect. Ever since I saw it the week it came out, it has been in my top 3 favorite movies of all time, and I think it's gonna stay there. Now, this frame, on the other hand, is getting a 9 out of 10 for me. I think there are some better frames from this movie that just please my eye a little bit more, but this series is focused on the storytelling of a particular frame, and I think this one does it wonderfully.